We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
You are prepared,
welcome back to another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. My friends are being extremely unprofessional today. So, but
no,
anyway,
you being unprofessional. Y'all better go somewhere. You said pick two topics. Y'all better go.
Hey, listeners, welcome back.
Trey came unprepared, America. They tried to come at me. I got my shit together. We'll focus. Let me sip my tea.
I don't like it here. But listen, welcome back to another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. As y'all can see, we started the show off on complete and utter BS. We're gonna keep the algorithm though, so we're gonna try not to cuss. Yes. I don't know if somebody said any obscenity.
I didn't say it. I didn't. Yeah, no obscenities today.
Yeah,
I'm working on
today.
it.
So,
Trey.
I
can't. No cussing. Correct.
No cussing.
No cussing, Trey.
But yeah,
it's Sunday.
I thought we could cuss.
Anyway, I have I'm your illustrious host, Jerome Williams. I got my good friend Kendall Watson in the building. How you feeling this week, Kendall?
Feeling great. Feel it.
Your allergies acting up? Yeah, your allergies acting up today?
Nah, yeah, a little
bit. Oh, okay, that's why I thought so. And also I have my good friend Sydney Blaze in the building. How you feeling, Sydney?
You're good, bro. What's
going on? Yeah, we had to get him right, y'all. We got the microphone in front of him because y'all were saying that y'all couldn't hear him, but hopefully y'all can hear him loud and clear this week.
Yeah,
y'all can hear the good.
I don't be talking about shit y'all need to hear me.
Yes, yeah.
I might incriminate myself.
You might. That's why you like being in the background. I also have my.
Don't use a cursing, Blaze.
Did he cuss? I didn't cuss anyway. I also have my good friend Montre Brown in the building. How you feeling this week, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm just having some technical difficulties over here, man. So,
Sorry,
but besides that, though, man, it's been a good week, man. You know, me and Blaze are very happy to be back on. Jerome has suspended us for some reason, so that's why y'all ain't seeing us.
Ain't nobody suspending you, bro. You was down in vacation in Florida. And
wherever you was at, I'd rather be suspended if that's the case.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like this dude, he was in Punta Gorda over there talking about he's suspended.
I was having a good time, man. Just, you know, I had to go on vacation because I hadn't got the car to the podcast in about 2 weeks, so I had to go do something with my free time.
Bro,
you all right. You ain't got nothing to say.
I'm about to flame you. You about 2 seconds into getting embarrassed on national YouTube. That's what you about to. Hey, Kyrie, you in the comments trying to get your shit off too. I see you over there talking about voluptuous co-host. You're rib too. I'm about tired of you and Trey this week.
That's better.
You talking about voluptuous co-host. Hey, dog. Listen, but this is the team is back, so we back officially, y'all. We can provide y'all with some tantalizing content. I don't know what the hell why I just said that, but
I don't know either.
I don't know either, bro. I swear to God, I don't know. But man, how y'all feel about this All-Star weekend? Why do I got this? I got the wrong. See, dog, y'all got me all off my square. I got the wrong topic on the screen and everything. How do y'all feel about this?
Gotta blame the black man
and shit.
I gotta blame y'all. But how y'all feel about this All-Star weekend so far?
Trash. That was the worst slam dunk contest I ever seen in my life.
I turned the slam dunk contest off in the middle of it and turned it to the 2016 Zach LaVine versus on YouTube. Dog, I just watched that. Dog.
Let me ask y'all a question though, because to tell you the truth, man, this completely caught me off guard. Honestly, I was not aware that it was All-Star Weekend. I don't know where my head been at. This is why Justin be calling me a fake basketball fan. Like I was completely unaware that this was All-Star Weekend. So like by the time I saw that the celebrity game was on and realized it was All-Star Weekend, I didn't even turn it on, but it looked pretty trash. Was it celebrity game? You ain't missed nothing. Oh, I ain't missed nothing.
No.
And what was so bad about the dunk contest? Because honestly, I watched the highlights on YouTube because I had no interest in watching it last night. I was playing video games.
Bro, it was terrible, man. They couldn't hit. Couldn't miss. They was missing all the dunks.
Oh,
they was getting that shit on like the 6th try. Then motherfucker be like trash.
That's big trash.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, pretty much what you just said, bro. Like it was.
Obi Toppin did some decent dunks, but. Yeah, wasn't no excitement, man. It was like, you know, you used to be That shit used to be lit, but not no more.
I think in my opinion, I think the last like good dunk contest that we had was the one with Zach LaVine and Gordon. Like
absolutely.
Like, but I don't know if y'all remember, man. Like the theatrics was there with that. Like when they dropped the ball from the drone, they had the mascot out there spinning on the hoverboard. Like they pulled the car out. Oh, what? No, was that the one they put the key out and he jumped?
No, that
was the year before. Blake Griffin. That's right. But that's what I'm saying. Like they ain't really set the stage for these dunk contests. Like once you that was like the peak right there when the Blake Griffin and the Aaron Gordon, like those 2 years consecutively was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like because those were back to back, right? If I remember correctly, right?
No, they weren't.
They weren't. But they were a couple years apart.
Blake Griffin was like a few years prior because Zach LaVine won it like 3 years in a row. Mm-hmm. I believe so. So he won it 15 and 16, I believe.
What you about to say, Kendall?
Can I be honest real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
I definitely didn't see any of it. Not at all. I actually went to go see this movie. Just wanted to say that. Continue.
What movie?
It don't matter what the movie was. It was better than that shit.
Hey, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Smart man.
Anyway, back. This. I went to go see this movie, but
what movie was it?
It was actually called Catch the Fair One. It's by she's actually she's like the current boxing champion right now, but her name is Kylie Reese. She's like she's Native American and I can't pronounce it, but it's like a collection of different African tribes and descent. But I'll pull that up in a second. But it's a very good movie. It's about I don't want to mess it up, but it's like it's sort of about sex trafficking. So definitely check that movie out if you can. It's called Catch a Fair One. Very good movie. It's an independent film. I think it won an award at the Tribeca Film Festival too.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the boxer's name again? It's a female.
Catch the Fair One. Kaylee Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kali, and their last name is Reis.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be on the lookout for that. I ain't even heard of that shit.
That movie is fire. Like, I ain't trying to ruin it, but it's a couple actors that you'll be familiar with in it. But it's very good. Like, just put it like that.
Okay, dope.
I don't want to, talk too much and then, because it's very good. So those movies you don't even want to ruin.
Okay.
Yeah, they got trailers and whatnot on YouTube, so I can check it out. But catch the fair one. I ain't trying to ruin the All-Star, break.
You can't ruin it. It was trash.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's probably more.
It wasn't worth watching, bro.
That's what I was saying. It's probably more informative.
Like, damn, I want to go see this movie instead.
Yeah. Hey, a few years ago, that would never happen,
bro.
Hey, the Rising Stars though, I did like what they did though. I thought that was real dope.
No, that was pretty good.
Yeah, they had it was like a tournament, Kendall. So they had like the rookies and the they just had.
Oh yeah, they play like two different teams. I did see that part. I didn't watch the whole thing. The whole thing, but I actually recorded that, so I'm gonna watch that. But continue.
Yeah, that was cracking.
I got hyped because I didn't watch it.
Hey, that was cracking. It was like first team to 50. They was basically just playing the 50, and like I think LaMelo Ball had a team, Anthony Edwards had a team, bro. Like that was cool. I thought that was real dope. So I'm pretty excited for them to keep doing that because that's pretty dope.
And I saw a little bit. And I saw a little bit of the skills challenge. I wasn't the biggest fan, but the Cavs was balling. I was very impressed with what's their power forward? Mobley. He was cash.
he was on one of the teams too. For the Rising
he was
Stars
catching.
Yeah.
No, the rest of the stuff.
Sorry, y'all. My notes suggested.
But the dunk contest, they could just get rid of that altogether. 3-point contest was all right.
Yeah, so I won't even watch that. But I'm gonna check out the 3-point contest because I heard Carl Anthony Towns won that. So that's always
he was cash.
Just didn't know why. I heard he hit the most in
Carl Anthony
as far as
Towns
the end or something like that, or finals or something like that. It was second round, finals round. Like the most shots or something like that. Okay.
So Carl Anthony Towns actually won the 3-point contest.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know y'all didn't cover that.
No, I didn't watch it. You good? I was just curious.
Oh, I thought you said, "Can I cover?" My bad. My ears kind of popping. I thought you said, "Can I cover 3-point contest?"
No. I was asking about Carl Anthony Towns because I didn't know he won. But anyway,
he won.
But back to it though. So y'all basically telling me they're gonna have to do something phenomenal tonight for the All-Star game in order for to save the All-Star weekend.
Well, I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good.
I hope so, man. They gotta redeem themselves.
They seem to always play toward the end. I mean, especially fourth quarter. But as you saw, we can give Giannis props because Giannis played hard even with that damn skills challenge.
Yes, he did. He came right.
Like he just don't know how to not like hustle though. Like he just hustled regardless.
On 10 at all times.
Like, bro, why are you running that fast? That's why you missing all them damn shots. You tired? Because he was bricking. He hit those first two. He hit those first two. It was over after that.
I was surprised Giannis didn't take that 3 though when they was like in that little sudden death in the skills challenge.
Oh yeah, he let his
brother took it.
Hey, they was killing his brother on the broadcast. They
were killing. What did they say about?
Hey, Reggie Miller was like, "You seen him play before?"
Yes, he was like, "Have you seen him play?" But they said he was going. D Wade was saying they was going to make. He was like, "You gonna hit these shots?" And then Reggie was like, "Have you seen him play?"
All right.
Shout out to
Thanasis, man. Hey, Charles Barkley said, Giannis' brother got the best job security in the world.
Yeah, he is older brother, so he probably got that old man strength. He'll knock somebody out for his brother.
Listen, he is not getting fired.
Nah, he usually is the one that starts a few things when shit goes down.
He ain't getting fired, bro. He ain't getting fired though.
Yeah, he's pretty much there as the enforcer, I guess, for his brother.
Hey, if I was on the Bucks, one of y'all had to be on the team too. Like, fuck that. Come on.
Well, speaking of the Bucks, that was our next topic. So let's go ahead because Kendall wanted to talk about why the Bucks were going to win.
That's right, absolutely. So. Yeah, it's really not a scientific thing here. It's just that the Bucks are going to win this 2022. Mark the words now.
What's today, man?
We're picking up some great pieces. We're at Sunday, February 20th at 1:48 Eastern p.m. I love the Serge Ibaka pickup. That is going to be great for the playoffs. I don't care what he does from now to whenever. He can sit on his ass for all I care. Just continue to be ready. Brooke is going to be back. Looks like we're going to get Goran Dragic. If we get Dragic, yes.
Would they say Connaughton to be out 4 weeks?
Huh?
Would they say Connaughton to be out a month? 3
Yeah, Connaughton will be about four weeks. He'll be out 4 weeks, so he'll be back by the playoffs. I ain't worried about him. But yeah, like I said, we get Goran Dragic. I mean, that's going to be a huge pickup. I mean, as far as the playoffs, we're going to be fine. We got him, George Hill, and Drew Holiday. And what's my man? Is it Winnington?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, little short dude.
Point guard. Man.
Hey, first time I seen it was when they played here. I'm like, who the fuck is dude?
Man,
he played a lot of minutes. He played a lot of minutes, so he played good.
He has been balling. So I don't know if he probably won't be in the playoff rotation most likely, but man, I just love that they're making some aggressive moves, and that 8-man rotation is going to be nice come playoff time. So salute to the Bucks. Appreciate y'all. 2022. All the Milwaukee fans that are on these other teams right now, go ahead and slide on back because come June we will be in the finals. Have a good one.
No, stay y'all ass where y'all at.
Or that's fine too. Yes,
we know who will be in the finals and who won't. The Lakers won't be there.
Oh yeah, the Lakers definitely will not be in the finals. But I'm not here to talk about them. But that's fine. We can bring them up too. But yeah,
hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't want Rome to kick me off the pod.
Man, please, Rome know they ain't going no damn where. Anybody can see that. LeBron know that. Did you just see the article? Did some just come out today talking about LeBron talking about he want to play? He want to play. He wants to definitely play with his son now. Yeah.
Oh no, he said it. He said it yesterday.
I know, and then today he's really confirming it because he's getting up out of there.
Right. I told you.
If his son makes it to the NBA, which I don't know. I mean, I ain't really paid attention to all of that. I don't really follow all that high school basketball like that. But if he makes it to the NBA, we'll see him.
Bronny got some game, but I think he's too small for the league. But low key, that's brilliant though, because now any team gonna draft you because they know they probably can get Bron too.
Right. There you go.
Right.
So he making sure it's get there.
He like 6'3", 6'4" now.
Yeah.
I think it ain't too late. He might still hit a growth spurt. Some cats don't
still
stop
shoot
going.
up.
Like, and even if he don't, I don't really think he's too smart for the league because his skill set. He's a real guard. You know what I mean? So I think he'll work. I don't think he's gonna be no superstar, but he might. If he keep learning the game and keep improving, he'll probably make it to all-star level. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's nice. I've been watching him all this year.
Yeah.
He
got some
nice.
game, bro.
But anyway,
he ranked in the top 50 ESPN.
All right, but anyway, we didn't talk about basketball for the last 15 minutes, so let me go ahead and change the energy.
Bucks are 6, man.
Let me go ahead and change the energy up in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and change the energy up. Hold on a second.
Absolutely.
Press these buttons and shit. Hold on. I love Chris Brown, dog, and 7th Street should be a much bigger star than what she actually is.
Yeah, she's so dope.
Both facts.
She's incredible. Man, let's go ahead and switch gears here and get into this Cosby documentary. I'm not sure if our listeners are aware, but Showtime has a docuseries called "We Need to Talk About Cosby." I checked out episode 1 today. I don't know if any of y'all have checked out the series at all. I know Kendall, you finished the series yet, or you just watched the?
Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
You finished the whole thing? Yeah, man. But phenomenal series, man. It also let me realize that I missed a lot in my assessment of the Cosby trial, and just my thoughts and opinions about it. I missed a lot, and that was just in the first episode. I'm really curious to see how the next episodes turn out because that first episode was phenomenal. But Kendall, the floor is yours. I'll let you go ahead and kind of expound on it.
Yeah. So, it's again it's like what I loved about it the most is it just kind of showcases because you can't really talk about America like the second half of the 20th century without bringing up Bill Cosby because he was so integral in American culture. He wasn't just some dude that black people coveted or just black people loved or people of color. Like he was loved or beloved by pretty much everybody. And so I know Kamamu is Bell right now is Public Enemy #1, and he's a quote.
It's Kamau
and all of this because he's come out this.
Kamau Bell is how you pronounce his name.
Kamau, excuse me, Kamamu. What the hell I'm talking about? Kamau. Sorry, y'all.
You good, bro?
I had a little. But yeah, it's just the fact that I know he's the Public Enemy right now just because he's speaking on things, but most people probably didn't even watch it. And they just kind of going off of social media, and I have no issue with stuff like that. I have no problem with you feel you want to make your point, but definitely watch it first before you make a judgment because it really isn't nothing flagrant. He doesn't really just sit here and bash Bill Cosby at all. In a matter of fact, if you look at just the first episode, even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, majority of the episode is really paying homage to and just kind of not so much paying homage, but just showcasing the impact that he had and all the things that he was a part of from he started in 1963 and went from a novice to a A-level comedian within a year. Then he ended up getting a TV show. He was actually pretty much the first real artist, actor. I guess he was somewhat of an actor, even though he was really a comedian. He got that TV show. It was called I Spy. It was the first actual TV series for African American. It was like a black James Bond, if you will. All the way down to his chauffeur was white. You know what I mean? And it wasn't anything controversial. It was actually just showcasing a positive outlook on a black person because at that time, especially, you didn't really have a lot of TV shows that showcased black men. This was in the 60s. So you didn't really have TV shows that really showcased black men outside of Step and Fetch It, Eddie Anderson, Amos and Andy. Most of those shows were very stereotypical black roles in terms of the dumb, lazy, stupid Negro. And even Amos and Andy, while I Spy was going on, Bill Cosby show, Amos and Andy was still in syndication. So the detrimental roles of the lazy, violent, this and that black man is still going on to this day, and that just showcases the importance of why you need those positive roles because a person like Bill Cosby kind of changed the outlook on what the black man looked like. So that's really why black people, especially men, are trying to do this like protection of, you know, type of thing that they are with Bill Cosby, and I understand it. But again, it's the same thing we did with like R. Kelly. We you know, oh well, shit. I mean, what did Aaliyah do? I mean, she had to have done something. She had, you know, I mean, she fast too. She this. It's the same thing that we continuously do in terms of defending the person, because we have a significant love for that person. Mm-hmm. But it's like you have to separate that stuff from that person if something goes awry, because not all of our Black leaders are necessarily or Black, I won't call them leaders, let me start over. Not all of our Black figures or people that we admire are necessarily bad people. It's just that there are some that do fucked up stuff, or excuse me. And we need to be able to mention that, just like it's somebody in your family. You might love Uncle Bob, but if he's out here touching kids, then we should bring that up. Right. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like, he's just crazy. Yeah.
like Bob ass up.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Versus you just let that shit go by, and that's happened. So like, you know, I just want to bring that up. Like, there was actually her name is Eden Turrell. She was actually one of the actresses. She was a model. And Bill Cosby saw her at a different event, and he actually called her agency and wanted her to come on his show. This is her story herself. And even in the beginning of the show, she even says, as a little girl, all I knew is that whatever he was doing made my mom laugh, made my grandma laugh, made everyone in my house laugh, and made me feel good. And she was probably all of 2 years old. So even she, like, even when she kind of went through something, not necessarily got, you know, sexually assaulted, because she didn't necessarily go through that. But there was I don't want to ruin it because I want people to watch it. But there was a situation that she experienced as an actress there. Put it like this. She had a dressing room when y'all remember he was one of the characters in the Cosby Show. He was the oldest daughter's, I can't remember her name right now, her husband. Denise. Remember her husband? I think is she the oldest one, the lighter skinned one? Mm-hmm. Her husband, dark skinned dude. He even said, I didn't have a dressing room, but this person that that Bill Cosby, this model, she had a dressing room. So I don't want to ruin it, bro. But there's definitely some stuff that they show in here where he is deliberately doing his thing, bro. And it's like you can't just ignore those kind of things. It's the same stuff we did with OJ. So I'll pause and let someone else go. But definitely check that documentary out, bro. It is so good.
No, you and you can go ahead too, Kendall, because it's been out for a while. Some of our listeners might have watched it, so it ain't like really like it's new.
Yeah, but it's been out for a minute.
Yeah, it's not really like you lose. So you can go ahead and talk about the certain events. But because I'm still gonna finish it, even though I'm only on the first episode. But one thing, to Kendall's point earlier when he was talking about how we looked at Bill Cosby with such reverence and a lot of Black men defended him. I think it's a lot of historic ramifications to the reasons why we did that, because we saw Emmett Till. We've seen other Black men accused of sexual assault and rape and stuff like that. And it's kind of something that is constantly happening in our community, and it's caused a lot of Black people to be killed. You know what I mean? So when Black men see a witch hunt, like, so to speak, I'm not being insensitive, and I'm not
no.
Yeah.
You say it.
At first it seemed like an attack.
At first it seemed like an attack, but the more,
then you hear the details, you're like, oh fuck.
Right.
He was wilding.
Right. Because
it more so changed for me once, and I'm sorry, it more so changed for me once I started seeing Black women saying it. Like once I'm like, all right, well.
Right.
He's like,
This is probably true. This is probably true, because now it's getting out of hand. But go ahead, but finish your point. I'll elaborate on that. Go ahead.
But that was pretty much all I was getting at, was just the fact that we constantly see these things perpetuated, and we always think in conspiracy, because every time a positive figure tries to unify or bring people together or uplift the community, we see them get either literally killed, like we've seen throughout the 60s, or we see them get accused of some kind of sexual assault, and it, like I said, and it seems like a witch hunt. So I don't want to be insensitive to the victims of the sexual assault or anything like that, but that's what it seems like. But that's what and that's why this series is so important, because they are being critical and they're being objective in their assessment of the Bill Cosby thing, and it also brought a lot of factual stuff to my attention that I was not aware of.
Yes,
I think it's very
like
very important for our community.
the trial stuff happened in 05. Like he was like fighting off kind of like the what do they call it, the lawsuits that they
You talking about settling?
Settling, that's what it is. My bad, John. He had so many settlements, bro. Like they were like, and they've been trying to get this story out for years. Like, they showed like footage from like 05. You know what I mean? Like, so it's very similar. Like I said, with R. Kelly, like we just would kind of ignore it. Like, yeah, man, all right, man, whatever. And then like when the trial stuff would come up, we had defended him again. And then when he got out, we were happy that he didn't go to jail over it. It's very similar to the same stuff, and it's just we're just ignoring it because we ride with those people. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, especially like Bill Cosby is way different from R. Kelly. R. Kelly did some great things for R&B. Bill Cosby did some great things for Black people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, he actually he didn't break the color barrier. It was actually Dick Gregory who broke the barrier with talking like racism, breaking the color lines. He would go to these comedy clubs and speak to white people and kind of go in, and they really responded to that. And this all happened right before Cosby blew up. And Cosby himself was quoted as calling him is dubbing himself Philadelphia Dick Gregory. That was his rhetoric early on in his career. But after that, after Dick Gregory kind of blew up with that, he kind of switched up his style, and he went into more of a, not conservative or anything like that, but kind of the corny, but he was still funny. Like Bill Cosby there was never like, he was just super corny where he wasn't funny. So that's why he was able to kind of impart himself in that differently. And so white people started calling him raceless, and not in the OJ way, where OJ was trying to deliberately impart himself into white culture because he wanted to become, I'm not black, I'm OJ, to Jay-Z's point. Bill Cosby wasn't trying to do that shit. He was more so kind of imparting himself in that because he knew that he was able to kind of weave through in a different way. There was Dr. Cottom. She's actually in the documentary, and she said it was get your money, then help where you can, and she called it the safe compromise choice. And I think that's kind of what Bill Cosby's thing was, because later he gets a TV show, like I said, called I Spy. He's basically like the Black James Bond. So that's a great depiction of what a black man is, and you get to see a man in a suit and all these kind of things versus the other negative depictions. Then he actually initiated the first black stuntman. He had it was a brother by the name of Calvin Brown, and he so they put black paint on him, and whenever a stunt had to take place, they would use actual white men. So when Bill Cosby was filming in California, he would say, y'all can find a black stuntman for me in Los Angeles. We got plenty of basically we got plenty of black people out here. So Calvin Brown was the first stuntman, black stuntman, and he was able to go on and do other movies. He was actually in Gomer Pyle, the Gomer Pyle TV series, where he played different roles for black actors. And they even showcased about the need for the black stuntman, because even in the movie Live and Let Die, which is the James Bond movie with Roger Moore. He's the dude that was after Sean Connery. They literally used Gloria Hendry. She was the first black, love interest for James Bond in that time. And they literally used the white man in blackface for a move where she opens the door and they burn her hand and he flips her around. Like James Bond didn't give a damn. He'll beat up a kid. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
James Bond
really use a white man to flip, to do the stunt and flip him on the bed and shit, instead of like just a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that. It was that, racist basically. So there was none of that, and Bill Cosby was one of those people that started that. So like, he was the man. Did movies did TV show, the blaxploitation films with Sidney Poitier. The Cosby Show, Fat Albert, what was the Picture Show, or what was that show called on PBS that he used to do, kind of like Bob Ross or whatever, when he had you draw and stuff, like just having kids use their imagination, teaching them about the Black Panther movement. he talked about the breakfast program, the free breakfast program on his show. You know what I'm saying? So he changed all that stuff up after he became what he wanted to become, and he was already in those circles. So like, I understand why, you know what I'm saying, but that's also what he used so that people would be like, man, hell no, of course he ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really like, dog, you got to watch that documentary. But like, you just understand it, because like I said, we saw it with R. Kelly. He did the same thing with those little girls, or put the parents in the way and said, well, they brought me. You know what I mean? They did this to me. Like, that's what they do. They flip it on the other end and make it seem like it's just everybody else's fault except for theirs. You know what I'm saying? And he basically did the same stuff. So I ain't here to chastise or whatever, but he definitely was bogus for what he was doing. Regardless of what he did for us, you still have to hold people accountable. You can't just ignore it, because that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, and that's
fuck Bill Cosby.
All right, fuck Bill Cosby.
That's fine too. Yeah. I agree. I'm with you on the fuck Bill Cosby part, but we definitely can't take away the human aspect, and I think that was why it was important for Kendall to speak on all of his accomplishments and things that he actually did for the black community, because it goes to show you that he, as much things as he did in a positive light, he still was a very controversial figure, you know what I mean? Sexual deviant.
Sexual deviant. But speaking of sexual deviant, this was probably one of my favorite parts in the show, because I don't even remember the lady. Do you remember the heavy set light skinned chick, Kendall? What her name was?
Yeah, she was a sex therapist, but I can't remember her name. Okay, she was go ahead.
But I think this is why conversations and looking at things in a, what's the word I'm looking for, man?
Nuance.
Microcosm.
No, yeah, microcosm, a nuance, or even what's the word when we're looking at somebody and we like, we not even objective way, man. I can't think of the word right now. When we're critiquing stuff, we're looking at stuff in a critical way. That's what I was trying to say.
Critical way.
Yeah, in a critical way. Because she spoke to this about how society is. We live in a sexual negative society, and that's what causes sexual assaults, because we don't have free spaces for people who have kinks to actually go out and either pay a sex worker or to be in a safe space where they can say, hey, look, I like let me think. My private's being stepped on with some high heels. You know what I mean? Because that's what a kink is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna look at you judgmental, or saying like, "Hey, I like having sex with unconscious women." Somebody might pay you. Somebody might be willing to do that for you, or somebody might be willing to accept payment for you to have sex with them unconscious, if we lived in a more sexual positive society. But because that's a weird quote unquote aspect. It gets demonized in society, so that's what a lot of times what causes these sexual assaults. And I thought that was a very good point that she made. You know what I mean? Because it is somebody out there that might allow you to have sex with them unconscious.
Hey, no, it's spaces for people with kinks to get their shit up. It's names for all this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not accepted in normal culture.
Right. But that's what I'm saying about us living in a sexually negative society. And that was what her point was. And now it is, but you got to think about it. Back then in the 60s, when everything was a lot more conservative, 60s, 50s, 70s, everything was way more conservative. We just now starting to live in a society where it's not taboo to talk about sexual behavior. You know what I mean? The only time it's really taboo is if it's some homosexual behavior. You know what I mean? But as far as like heterosexual sexual acts, it's really not taboo to talk about that in a public space anymore. But I thought that was a wonderful spot.
And he just
point. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like I'm fine with like you getting your kinks out and all that other kind of stuff. But it was like the way he was doing it, that's where you just like he's a problem. Like it's not.
No, he was a predator, man.
He 100% was. Yeah,
like he wasn't just doing this like, oh yeah, we're just out here just all having fun. And again, I believe that there were not necessarily the victims, but there probably were some people that were like, yeah, let's go ahead and take the Spanish Fly, because literally they used to have that shit on magazines. The shit was on commercials where you take the drug. It was actually almost marketed like Viagra in a way.
It was a party drug at the time, but
exactly. So the thing was he would be just dropping shit in people's stuff without a care in the world in a lot of ways. So that's where the issue was. And when people would try to call him out on it. You know, again, it was like, why are they even bringing this up to me? Even all the way in the late 2000s, like he literally, it's over 60 million victims from the 60s to the early 2000s. Like it's like he was on some like other allegedly. And a lot of it is fact, because if, like I said, I don't want to ruin it, but if you listen to some of his testimony, they got it in the transcripts. He literally
ain't ruined it. There was a trial.
He literally says, yeah, that's true. But he literally says, well, but you know, they don't necessarily talk about like the transcripts and a lot of the testimony prior to even the trial. Like he just admitted to a lot of stuff, and it's crazy, man. Like it literally is, just to see somebody like do what they do and then just take that type of power from other people and be okay with that shit. It's just insane.
Yeah. Another thing that stood out to me was when Mark Lamont Hill was addressing Bill Cosby about being critical of black men when he came to the college, and where I wouldn't call him Dr. Bill Cosby. One thing that stood out to me was when he said, you know, Bill Cosby came up to him and was like, "Was I fucking with you? Why are you fucking with me?" Because I don't know if y'all remember when we was teenagers and Bill Cosby was going on his press tour where he was just talking coming to different black communities and basically admonishing black men for sagging their pants and cussing and all this, you know, the hip hop culture. He really wasn't a huge fan of that. And
saying they don't get degrees, but they know how to shoot their semen everywhere.
Yeah. Y'all can see that early on in the series if y'all check it out. But when this was one of my issues. I had the same issue with Obama when him and Steph Curry did that town hall meeting in 2019, because this was a town hall meeting they did in Oakland, California in 2019. It was like a mentorship program, but basically Obama said some of the same things that Cosby was saying. And it's like, fam, you're not perfect. So how you gonna come in our community with these stereotypes and you basically admonishing us? If I'm here in a suit, like how you gonna come talking to me about my chain and wearing my pants? Saying I'm already making a step forward to better myself, and you admonishing me. You know what I'm saying, publicly at that. You know what I mean?
That's low key when I quit fucking with Bill Cosby when he came to Milwaukee on that shit.
Yeah. I think that was about time for all of us, because I stopped fucking with him around then too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that what year was that? Do you remember what year that was? Probably like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, I was early 2000s, if anything.
Yeah. Because that was crazy. But yeah, to see all this controversy surrounding him now, and this trial and all these women. But yeah, man, just the amount of women. And then when you get to see it, when you hear about it, it's different. But when they did that Time magazine cover with all the women and then the empty chair, like that was crazy. That was really bugged out. To actually see all these different faces. But to Kendall's point too, like I said, I didn't really believe a lot of the stuff about Bill until the black women started coming forward about it. And Felicia Rashad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's just the testament to like how bad the rape culture really is, because like we're not even listening unless it involves race, and it's just so much, like it's so much stuff that's like tied into it to where we won't even listen to it just because of that, because of what we've dealt with and stuff like that, and then we just assume like, man, it's got to be a lie. You know what I'm saying?
I think with Bill, it was just the girls that was coming forward. You was like, man, he wasn't giving her that shit. She trash.
Yeah. Like, those were the ones that made it to actual television though. But it was not, like I said, now that I've seen what I've seen and some of the other clips that I've been researching since then, because I've been looking at other stuff since I watched the documentary. Like it was definitely some lookers. It was definitely that's why I said he was just out of control, bro. Like he was literally like he was like, they even like, if you watch it, man, they show the Playboys, they show the Playmates, like they show the Playboy clubs, like he was there drugging, like bro, I'm not throwing it.
He was drugging.
And to Kendall's point, it was definitely some nice looking women that came forward, and it's kind of crazy that we got this, that we think that way. You know what I mean? But they did make it a point to say that most people don't care until it hits close to home.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And then you see that some of these high profile individuals in Hollywood, they've had women who were assaulted by Bill Cosby that they were close to, and they didn't even know until all this stuff started coming out. And it was like, didn't you know Bill back in the day? And then they'll start asking questions, and these women come forward like, yeah, this was what happened back then. Like it's crazy, man. Watch the documentary. It's phenomenal.
That's actually what the what was her name again? Denise. Her husband that played in the show, in the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
He said that same thing. He said I didn't believe it at first. He said, but it wasn't until he was like, I was talking to somebody that I know, you know, from when we used to act, and he was like, hey, by the way, did Bill ever try to do anything to you? And he said, all of a sudden, he said her look just changed on her face. She started crying, and they went to go talk about it, have a conversation. He said, and that's from then on. He said, I believed her. He said, I didn't care about whoever else story or whatever. He said, but I knew she was telling the truth. So like just stuff like that, bro, is like, it's just sad, man, for real. Like, because it really hurts everybody. Like everybody was affected by that, because it goes to show like, damn, like it's another one of ours like that we really revered. Yeah. And you thought his story was just going to close out and you was going to be like, okay, Bill was cool. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Mr. Rogers or some shit. Like you ain't heard nothing from Mr. Rogers. You just always heard him do great. And I ain't putting nothing on Mr. Rogers. But I'm just saying it's one of those things like, damn, you thought that was going to just shut up. He was going to be looked at one of the greatest comedians of all time and just all the stuff that he did over the years. And then that shit just like blew up after and it really wasn't the Hannibal Buress thing. It was some other stuff that blew it up really. But it just, of course, that contributed. But it's a good documentary, man, for real. It's a 4-part. Watch all 4 before you kind of judge it. It's very good, very well done. And Kamal Bell, man, I've watched several of his works, and I love the one he did on Milwaukee. Actually, it was wonderful. It was on CNN, but he did a very good job with this one, showcasing really how Bill Cosby was. And I just want to end out with, I think she was the Ebony editor-in-chief at the time. She said, Bill Cosby is a catalyst for understanding the American experiment. And that is that's exactly what he knew. Bill Cosby was no idiot, man, for real. Everything he did was calculated, man, for real. And salute to him for what he did, but also fuck him for the terrible things he did to those women.
And just remember, y'all.
And it's okay to feel that way about both. Continue.
Right. And I know we've been talking with this. It came up several times on the last few episodes of this podcast. We talk about horizontal leadership, and this is why you have to understand that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like we definitely have to do better, and we can't just look at these people. Well, I don't think that really happens too much. That might be an older, non-nuanced look on society, but I don't think we really look at people as like these big figureheads nowadays, where it's like, oh, this person is God. You know what I mean? I think we kind of got past that in this country. As far as like the
definitely disagree with that, but I understand where you're coming from. No, it's a lot of fucking. The idol worship is through the roof. I mean, point
it out. I was just I want to hear who you feel like.
I mean, there's a lot of presidents still happens. Okay. Look at Trump. We just get done worshiping Trump? We definitely did. Yeah. We worshipped Obama. I literally used to see people putting arms over him to pray on him and all this other stuff. The worship definitely needs to stop, and I don't think that's stopped anytime soon. Celebrities, Jay-Z, whoever, Beyonce, there's plenty of them. And I'm not coming at the artists. I'm just saying it's the people that take it to the next level, and then if they do something fucked up, and it's like, man, hell no, of course not. He didn't do that. Yeah. Of course not. He couldn't do that. No, and it's just like get your arm around people versus just the celebrity itself.
No, we definitely live in a celebrity obsessed culture, but I think Ron was talking about how like black people look at somebody like the savior of black people, like.
Yeah, well, not just that. I mean, because I get all the points that Kendall made and everything. I was just talking about just society in general, because like that. I think the superstardom shit is kind of, so to speak, dead, and I think the internet kind of helped with that, because now we get to have to see people everyday lives and see that they regular. It's not like they behind a veil and then they just pop out like Michael Jackson. He was behind a veil for all
okay.
You know what I mean? He only pop out.
Imagine Michael Jackson had an IG account.
Oh yeah. It'd be nuts. It'd be a little weird too, but but no, that's all I was saying. Maybe we both right, but I think we just need to start thinking more critically about people and in general. I don't know if general society is doing that, but I definitely think we need to start being more critical about people and stop looking at them with a God complex. I ain't never had that complex towards a person, not since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like I remember I met a few celebrities. I just looked at them like regular people. I didn't just be like, oh, that's such and such, and you know what I mean? But I think there is some credence to what Kendall was saying, but I definitely, my advice is just start critically thinking like these are just regular people. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody above anything, and everybody got weaknesses. And then when we see somebody that we think is above a certain standard doing something that we deem to be immoral or whatever, then we feel let down. And ain't nobody perfect. All these people are gonna do fucked up shit behind closed doors.
and that letdown is a great point, man, because like I'm gonna give one more little story about this Bill Cosby shit. So they show a clip of when Kenan Thompson is on
SNL.
Not on SNL. He was on one of those late night shows.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so he talking about I think it was the Fat Albert movie that he did with Bill Cosby. And he's like, yeah, you're doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. He's like, or it might have been a different movie that he was doing, maybe something that he was doing of his own. And then Bill Cosby said something to the effect of him of, man, you better watch out though. He's like, because once you do this, you're gonna need 2 dicks, because them girls gonna be all over you. And he was just like looking like, what? Like, he was like, come again, Dr. Hustable? Like, he was making it fun for the crowd. But I think that, to your point, it kind of let him down. Like, why is dude talking to me like this? You know, even though he having like good old boy talk, or, you know, trying to talk to me as a man maybe or whatever. But to me, it's like, bro, you like 60 or whatever. Like, why would you like, I think it almost kind of let him down to an extent. Not saying that he can't believe Bill Cosby would say nothing like that, but just that little like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I didn't even picture him like that. You know what I'm saying? To your point, like, we kind of look at with that veil over our eyes, like, I didn't even know he would talk like that. So just to that point, it kind of seemed like dude was let down from that. So I just kind of wanted to mention that. But definitely watch that damn documentary.
I should have been updating this topic while you was going off on your tangent right there. But since we in the realm of comedians and controversial comedians, Dave Chappelle is to host 4 new he the host and or star in 4 new Netflix specials. This was Montre's topic, but I believe his laptop is still broken. Is your laptop still down, sir?
No, I can go. I can take it, sir.
Okay, go ahead while I update the thing on the screen. You got it.
You say go ahead.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. So the article that I actually pulled up, it says this was Dave Chappelle's comments on. So it says Dave Chappelle on getting 4 new comedy specials on Netflix after he came under fire last year for anti-trans remarks. And Dave just basically said, I'm proud to be a part of this moment. So as far as the actual specials, the first one will air February 28th, which will feature Earthquake. Earthquake funny as a motherfucker too. Who dubs himself the comedian's favorite comedian. Another will highlight Donnell Rawlings, who has previously been on Chappelle's show and the Joe Rogan's podcast. And it just kind of goes in talking about back in October, the 48-year-old came under fire for including a lengthy anti-trans segment in his Netflix special, The Closer. He also proclaimed himself Team TERF, TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist in support of J.K. Rowling's anti-trans remarks and boasted of attacking lesbians. And we talked about that on the podcast before, The Closer, which was a really, really good stand-up special. But no, I'm happy that Netflix gave him 4 more shows, man, and the fact that he putting on some cast that really ain't, you know, we all know Earthquake, but everybody don't know who Earthquake is. You know what I mean?
I really hope that in one of these specials he has a transgender comedian. I would love to see that, especially behind all the controversy that he just went through. I would love to see him have a transgender comedian on one of these specials, at least one of them. So Dave Chappelle, if you are who I think you are, that would be probably one of the smartest moves you ever make in your career, especially behind.
It would be good, but they got to be funny still.
Facts. I mean, facts. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just talking about him having one up there, and I would think that would be funny. And you know, comedians, man, like comedians are rough on each other. So, like, even though he was saying that about Daphne and his show, that she wasn't funny, like the crowd could have figured she was funny. You know what I'm saying? But comedians are rough on each other. But yeah, I think that would be smart, and I would love because it was a lot of controversy behind that Closer special, and I'm starting to learn the more and more I talk to different people outside our communities about these controversial topics. It's always good to have a representative from that community and not just speak from our or project our feelings onto the community. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, if anybody of our listeners or if anybody knows any transgender person who would love to come on our podcast and talk to it, I would love to have a conversation about that, about the Dave Chappelle special with you, just to get your take on it. Yeah, just get your takes on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I either way, I hope the series are a success, because from where I was standing, I didn't really see how Dave Chappelle was flagrant on that special. But like I said, I'm not a part of that community.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think it was anti-trans. I think it was controversial,
right?
But I don't think it was anti-trans.
Yeah, but that community felt otherwise. So that's why I said I don't want to speak from my standpoint on it. But I would love to have a conversation about it. Dave Chappelle, please get somebody trans on there, and also
that would definitely be dope.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I hope it's success. Like I said, at least it starts a conversation. And Trey, the next one was on you as well.
So we're gonna get into if y'all haven't heard, Amazon suspends Black Lives Matter from its charity platform. Amazon reportedly suspended Black Lives Matter from the charity platform, claiming that it failed to disclose what the millions of dollars in donations were used for. Amazon Smile said in a statement that they had to temporarily suspend the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation after it failed to comply with their policies. States have rules for nonprofits and organizations participating in Amazon Smile need to meet those rules. Unfortunately, this organization fell out of compliance with the rules in several states. So we've had to temporarily suspend them from the program until they come into compliance, the spokesperson said. Mm-hmm. Hey, but that's not the first time though, dog, where they've been asking Black Lives Matter.
Where their money go?
Yeah, that's not the first time, bro. Yeah. Though, that's like an ongoing thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
why, dog? Why, dog?
I got mixed feelings about it. I definitely agree that Amazon should. I mean that they should stay in compliance, and it's company policy. If you fall out of compliance, then we got to let you go. You know what I mean? And they all they want to know is where the money went.
Where the money? Yeah, that's business. Yeah, okay, we giving you millions. So we just want to know where. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just business.
Yeah, I've had my thoughts about this organization. Since I've been since they became an organization, since they put up their mission statement on their website, I felt like it didn't have much to do with black stuff at all. I think it was all inclusive with everybody else. So that was my major issue, and then all the other controversy that came out over the last few years as far as money go, the squandering of money and the founders and whatnot dropping out of the organizations. So
I've honestly never kept up with Black Lives Matter like that, as far as other than the slogan itself. Like, what other companies have they like shammed out of money and stuff? Trey, what was you?
The biggest controversy was I
know Shorty had bought some houses or something.
She was one of the founder members of the Black Lives Matter. She all of a sudden she dropped out the organization and she was on like 17 properties. I could be exaggerating the numbers, but it was a ridiculous.
That was one. Yeah, I didn't know her name. That was one.
And everybody was like, "Where is she getting the money from for these properties that she owned?" And now she has nothing to do with the organization, and it just was kind of fishy. You know what I mean? My initial critique of Black Lives Matter, and this is what I talk about critically thinking and observing. Was their mission statement on their website. It had nothing to do. It was all inclusive. It was a lot of LGBTQ stuff incorporated with there, and this is supposed to be about Black lives. Not to say there's no Black LGBTQ members or whatnot, but that was like I said. It was just the way that they. Their mission statement was constructed, and you can go look on it. It's still on their website, so y'all can go look at it. I ain't got.
Hey man, we got finesse, man. That's all right. Everybody was doing it during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Kendall, I'm gonna send you an article too from the New York Times. It's called like Black Lives Matter. Where did the money go? It actually just came out too recently, but like that's pretty much. It's just a lot of rumblings, bro, of like where that money went, or people.
And they got so big that people gonna be critical of it. So like they should have been up top. With
I think last year they had raised like 90 million last year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is to Blaze's point about people being critical of them, and they should have been on their P's and Q's. This is not happening with the NAACP, the Black Panthers, pretty much everybody, every organization that we've had in our community to kind of uplift our community. People have always been extremely critical, and the government obviously has told blatant lies on certain organizations. So you know, you got to really be on top of it, man. Like when you putting something together for our community. So to all our activists out there and everybody trying to build a platform, do something constructive for, revolving around our community, make sure you're on y'all P's and Q's, churches, everything. Like make sure y'all on top of y'all P's and Q's when it comes to where this money is going, these donations and stuff, because people don't play about their money like at all. So
right,
yeah, but Keith Moss said we can't win for losing.
What up, bro?
Straight up.
Can't win for losing. That's a fact. Kendall, you want to give Black Excellence this week? I think you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Kendall, you're on mute, bro.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know we had that topic? I was saying it's that Atlanta Black Star article about the 17-year-old Milwaukee high school student.
That's dope.
It's in the notes. I can give it. You put it up there. That's about. I can. If you ain't ready.
Yeah, go ahead. Pull it up. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Let me get the listener just the title. It says, "I took a leap of faith. Milwaukee teen finishes nursing degree before her high school graduation." And I would let Kendall.
Go ahead.
I get from
no,
I'm Unique Triplets. A 17-year-old says she didn't think it was possible to get a college degree before graduating high school, but that's exactly what happened when she entered her final semester as a high school senior. Triplet is one of the first to complete the nursing track as a part of the MQ College Connection program in December, an innovative dual enrollment program where Milwaukee Public Schools, Milwaukee Area Technical College, and the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee allow students to complete their high school requirements and earn college credits for college and universities at no cost. Triplet says she had to juggle her 3 to 4 college classes and high school coursework simultaneously, including during the height of the pandemic. Sorry about that. I definitely say the second semester was the hardest to balance, especially since I had kind of wanted to have a normal high school experience as well. So I was kind of trying to juggle all of those things at the same time. I had never heard of this program.
Yeah, me neither, man. That is dope, though. That's dope.
Yeah, that's it.
It.
Yeah, and this
Shorty, she an RN now. She just graduated from high school and debt free. Like,
yeah,
that's cool.
That's fine.
But they only accept 32 people a year for this program. But hundreds apply. But
okay. But yeah, that's dope, man. Shout out to I'm Unique. Like that's fire. Congratulations to that young sister. And so she's Black Excellence for this week.
Blessings.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've noticed that Milwaukee is starting to do a lot of uplifting programs for our community. A close friend of ours just got approved for I want to say $60-something million to change this abandoned factory into affordable living.
Affordable living,
yeah. So shout out to Ray Nitty. I saw that article. We'll touch more on that next week. But yeah, man, we're gonna have to start putting some of these positive stories out about our community. And one thing I'm learning.
Let's get Ray on the pod, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. Trey, did you ever reach out
to him? Yep, I talked to him. He said he down for whenever.
Okay.
I already talked to him.
Get his number so we can coordinate that. But
okay.
One thing I'm starting to notice, man, like I said, the more we do this pod, the more people we starting to reach, is that our just because we share the same skin color, a lot of our experiences really ain't the same, and it's kind of crazy, and I think that's why since we from all right. Kendall's over here being ridiculous, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Kendall, hey, listen, man, he know I can't. He know once I see something flash on the screen, it completely takes me out of my train of thought. But it's all right. No, you good, bro. You good. I hate you though, but
I wish you could have had it flash on YouTube.
Hey yo, I can see him over there laughing. I said, "Yo,
I wasn't even paying no attention, bro, because I'm trying to keep my train of thought, man. Like it's like when I see a squirrel, bro, I just completely disengage. But anyway, our experience of being Black and from Milwaukee in particular, because Milwaukee, I tell people all the time, we're from Milwaukee, not Wisconsin. Milwaukee is a very like y'all can look at the statistic, man. It's one of the worst cities for Black Americans in this country. So like we have a certain feeling towards black people in this country. You know what I'm saying? So like we our thing is to always uplift and to be a positive influence on our community and community build. And I don't think it's not a lot of black people like because they got that think like that because they got theirs already, or they might come from a family that's well off, man. And we cannot forget about the people that are in these underserved communities. You know what I mean? And I think that's where a lot of our morality comes from on this show. But it's just been really, really interesting since the growth of the show to see how many people don't connect. And I always whenever I speak to them outside of this podcast, I have to give them all the statistics about how we're being treated in our community. You know what I mean? And that's why these type of platforms are really important, so we can get out to people, because a lot of people see us judging white people on the show and they acting like we're not being critical of black people, and we 100% are just as critical as black people. But the major issue lies with the way the policies in this country are constructed. We still have Confederate policies and legislation in our government and all that. So we need to, we have to bring this to light. Otherwise, we're gonna continue to just assimilate into white supremacy or white culture and think that everything is okay.
And by the way, the critics that were having an issue with our topics, we actually always ask for you to come on the show and please refute what we're saying. Right. If you feel that we're prejudging or whatever, but we're definitely critical of everything, especially whatever the topic is. And by the way, we're black, so we're going to speak from a black perspective. Doesn't necessarily mean we're coming from some form of hate.
Facts.
Absolutely not. No,
yeah, no. The truth is not hate. Speaking of something, I saw this earlier and it had me dying, dog. I got to read this tweet. This might have been the funniest tweet I've ever seen in my life. I screenshot it so I can read it on the air because I was hollering when I saw this, and I did not screenshot it. I thought I did. But hold on a second. I know where to find it.
Hey, you about to get red, bro. No, about to get red.
No, because I didn't screenshot
the suspense and shit.
No, I didn't screenshot it, but I liked it because this shit had me dying laughing. This is from Bishop Talbert Swan. Y'all can find him on YouTube too. He's a bishop apparently. I guess he's a Southern Baptist or something. But anyway. This is the tweet. It said, periodic reminder that Candace Owens is a psychopath, self-loathing, uneducated, pathological lying, bootlicking, buck dancing, white supremacist apologist with a struggle perm. She's hashtag black girl tragic. Dog, listen, dude, get this dude out of here.
Tragic perm.
Listen, dog.
I might subscribe to his live stream.
I'm about to send it to you right now because I definitely did, dog. Dude had me hollering, dog, talking about she's dog. Hashtag black girl tragic, dog. Listen, dog. Dude is out of control. I'm about to send this
he and I have lots in common.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out because yeah. Boo,
I definitely don't like the way Candace Owens thinks.
Nah. And it's funny because early in her career, when she was first coming into her publication, I don't know what you want to call it, publicity, fame, whatever the hell you want to call it.
She was a demo.
Yeah, but it was just some of the alternative thinking I agree with early on, like I said, but I didn't know her at all. I had never seen her. So disclaimer: I had never seen any of her in long form, just tidbits of people tweeting her thoughts and stuff. And I'm for objective thinking at times, but once you start becoming dangerous to our community and you blatantly use history to lie, I don't fuck with that at all. So fuck Candace Owens.
She's been a danger.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey man, I don't take her seriously. She just chasing a bag. But I don't think she understands the harm she do to some of the shit she say.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of harm in that.
But she just paper chasing to me.
Mm-hmm.
She's the black Ann Coulter.
Yeah,
exactly.
But y'all got anything else to add before we put a button on this episode?
Yes, Candace Owens is a joke, and I've been saying that since day one. Continue.
And that permie is whack. He wasn't lying.
No, that perm is definitely whack. Whack ass perm.
She can't go to no black beauty salons. Come on, man. You know she ain't.
Right.
You know she can. You know, there's plenty of niggas that don't care.
All right.
You got a point.
I do Candace hair. You know I do her hair.
You got a point.
All right.
Man, Bucks and 6, man.
Yeah, Bucks and
Fuck
6.
Kanye said.
All right, but listeners, because Kendall's on all bullshit, and he'll keep going. So, listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, like I said, if y'all would like to support this podcast, there's a link in our description for our merch, for our support.
Shout out to Brother Steels for buying the Feel It shirt.
Yeah, shout out to you, Brother Steels. C Steels, what up? And
yes, sir.
But listen, if you, that support, that monetary support goes a long way. But the easiest thing y'all can do is like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Make sure y'all come back and engage with us. Continue to comment as y'all been doing. And we back Thursday. We doing 2 podcasts a week. So just let y'all know we will be on YouTube Live Sundays and Thursdays, Thursday evenings, and they will post on the audio side on Monday and Friday. So. Be on the lookout for that in the near future, man. So if y'all, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all on Thursday. Peace.